Hello princesses! Today I'm going to be talking about the Face Shop Multi-Swing Cushion. This is the Anti-Darkening Blemish Concealer Balm, and the packaging is obviously really pretty if you can't see from a distance, which you probably can't. It is rosy pink with glitter. It is adorable, and it's got a concealer and a blush on the other side. Unfortunately, either of these two do not make up the fact that it is so orange I couldn't leave the house, but we will get to that a little bit later in the review. I picked it up for probably the obvious reason that it was pink and glittery and had the little swing thing down the bottom, so if you just push with your thumb, it'll pop out the side. So you've got your cushion in the center, concealer, and then the blush down the bottom. It looked cute, I wanted it, and there weren't any swatches online, so I was like, I'll pick it up in the lighter shade. So I have the shade N201, which is Apricot Beige, which probably should have warned me to start with. They have 4 colours, and I couldn't really tell the difference between all of them because they have N201, which is the one that I have, V201, N203, V203, and the only difference that I could see was that the N and the V had different colour blushes, but the cushions from the product description looked the same. But anyway, I picked it up on the off chance that it would work. Unfortunately, like I said, it is super orange, so let's get it going. So the product description says, get the finish you want at the flick of a wrist with this 3-in-1 cushion. Step 1, the anti-darkening cushion keeps makeup looking as fresh as when you first applied it. Step 2, the concealer balm with ultra covering powder sits close and lightly on the skin for a flawless complexion. Step 3, the high impact blush with even pigmentation distribution creates a vibrant complexion. So the packaging of this cushion is obviously gorgeous. It has a rosy pink face and it just looks so adorable. It is quite bulky in comparison to your regular cushion, but it does have the extra bit of the balm underneath. However, the balm section is really small, so the cushion itself is just generally very big. I got the shade N201, which is Apricot Beige, meaning that I got the lightest shade in the cushion and I got the peachy or apricot kind of colour in the blush. Unfortunately, this is really dark and really orange in comparison to my perfect shade, which is NARS Sheer Glow in Siberia, and the concealer itself is actually darker than the cushion, which you guys will see soon. The blush, however, is really lovely, and I think it is very convenient to have the two sliding out the side, especially if you are traveling, because it just means that you have to only bring this one chunky compact, which of course does have a mirror, so you know, you have it's a 3-in-1. I love it. I love a combined product. Okay, so I'm going to be applying the cushion itself first, and then I'm going to be doing the concealer and blush afterwards. So the cushion puff does have this like fuzzy tip, which I feel like is supposed to be for the concealer application, but I pretty much only use the tip to like do most of the things, so... Oh, that's so orange! I know it doesn't look orange on camera because nothing ever shows up clearly, but this is like horrible. Oh my god. It really bugs me that you can never see on camera what it really looks like, because it does look quite like, I guess it kind of looks quite yellow on camera from what I can see anyway in the viewfinder, which is teeny tiny, but I can say that I'm so glad that I picked a day that I'm not going out of the house to do the wear test for this. It has a really interesting scent. It doesn't smell good, but it also doesn't smell like anything bad that I can name. Yeah, I don't really know. Oh, I'm suffering. Okay, so that is half of my face done with the cushion. So this is one half of my face with the cushion, and then a half without. So I don't know if you can really see where my neck is to where my face is, but in real life, oh yeah, no. It looks like I've got a bad fake tan just on my face. So I'm going to do the other half of my face. Okay, so this is the cushion by itself, and I apologize for these weird patches of light. They're actually the sun reflecting on my neighbour's aluminium window frames, so they'll move soon, I'm sure, but in the meantime I can't really do much about it apart from shutting my own curtains, and then I couldn't film anything anyway. So I don't know, maybe you can see the orange colour a little bit more. I'm certainly suffering, and I'm going to be honest, this is the one and only time that I'm going to be using this cushion foundation, because I swatched it and I was like, haha, that's orange. So for application, I found it very easy to apply the product. I found that the cushion puff was actually really great. I love the shape of it, and I feel like that little fluffy tip picks up more product than normal, and it did give me a really good even coverage just using that. I don't feel like I need to wet the puff. I don't feel like I need to use any other product. I think that that is great on its own. In terms of coverage, I don't know if it's because it is darker than my own skin tone, but it actually has really good medium to high coverage. It doesn't look cakey on my skin, but I cannot see the majority of my scars. Even my most apparent scar, which is this one, is much more covered up than it normally would be, which is really nice. There is some discoloration where I can see some of the scarring. It just looks a little bit darker and a little bit more purple, so it's not really doing much to cover the purpley toned scars, but everything else looks pretty good. I kind of feel like I don't really need concealer, but I'm going to use it anyway. Other than that, the finish is a nice dewy finish. It didn't cling to any of the dry patches on my skin, but you can see from my eyelids that it is creasing really badly, so it's definitely going to need to be set with a powder for my skin. So I am going to try the concealer, and I'm going to be using the little pointed tip of this cushion to try it out. So I picked up a little bit of the concealer, which is on the side here on the cushion puff, and I'm going to apply it to this little mark here. Okay, I hate the concealer. It did conceal it a little bit, but it's a different colour to the foundation to start with, and it's really cakey and really drying. So I'll zoom you into that in a little bit, but I feel like that concealer is definitely not for me. But I am now going to try the blush, and I'm just going to be using the same cushion puff because why not? I usually use cushion puffs for a cream. This lighting is horrendous. So I would normally be using a cushion puff with a cream blush anyway, so this isn't anything different. I do think that the layout of this cushion is really great because obviously if you are traveling and you wanted your concealer, your blush and your foundation all in one, then this would be fantastic if it wasn't orange. So that is one cheek with the blush. It is actually a really nice blush. I'm going to add just a little bit more so that you guys can see it a little bit better. It's a gorgeous colour, this blush. It's like a really pretty coral. Yeah, and it's a really nice formula as well. I rate the blush, but not the concealer. So I'm just going to do the other side. The lighting is getting ridiculous, like that is the full shape of my curtains there. So I'm just sitting on the edge of my bed. I know it's in a weird place, but I think that you can see me a little bit better here. So this is what the cushion, the concealer and the blush look like. Like I said, I rate the blush. I think it is really pretty. So I'm going to powder this, and then I don't think I'm really going to be doing much with my makeup because I'm not leaving the house looking like this. Yeah, no, it's probably the most orange foundation I've ever put on my face, to be honest. But I'll do some checkups throughout the day. Okay, so I've had this cushion on for 5 hours at the moment, and I feel like, even though I feel like I'm very out of focus, there we go. You can see the lovely orange color a little bit better here. If you can hear the rustling noise, there is my blinds moving in the wind because it's super windy here. But yeah, too sunny. So I powdered this cushion, but it is still looking pretty oily, especially around my chin, my cupid's bow and the basic T-zone. It also looks really cakey at the moment, so I'm not impressed with the overall finish. Along with it being super orange, I feel like it doesn't look good on my skin and it doesn't seem to last well. So I'm going to leave it on for a little bit longer, but yeah, I guess it doesn't look oily in video, but in real life it looks oily to me. Okay, so I'm having to do the last checkup in my bathroom because the lighting in my room is literally so bad, and I'm sorry that you can see my butt in the reflection. I'll lean close to the mirror because the light is coming that way. So if I don't, you won't see anything. So I know it's an awkward angle. So this cushion has been on for 7.5 hours, almost 8, and honestly it looks atrocious to me. It is so shiny and dewy that I look like I am sweating, and it is hot, but it is not that hot. I'm not going to leave the cushion on for any longer because if it can't last for 7.5 hours, then I don't really care how long it does last for, because I am never going to wear this for a long period of time. 1, because it's orange, and 2, because I don't like looking like this. I did powder my skin as well with my Laura Mercier powder, and yeah, I'm pretty disappointed with the results. I'm pretty sure that if I rub it, it'll just come off as well. Oh, that's gross. It wasn't even like a really hard, like, ugh. Yeah, even the most gentle touch is taking the cushion right off. So the longevity is a solid no from me. So that is it for my check-ins today, and I will take you to my overall impressions, which I'm sure you know all about by now. I am absolutely not a fan of this cushion whatsoever. I think I made that pretty clear already. The main points for me is that it is so orange that even if I wanted to wear it, I couldn't. It just is so far away from my own, the rest of my body, really, that it just looked terrible. I found it really hard to use the concealer as well. It didn't blend that well, and it really didn't have that much coverage either. There wasn't much point in using it. The other big negative for me was that even though it started with a dewy finish, I did powder my skin pretty thoroughly. It was so oily by the end of the day. So, like, ridiculously oily. It looked bad. Like, it wasn't breaking up in that sense that badly, but oh my gosh, like, no, it looked bad. Yeah. The good points for it: if you are this skin color, it's probably going to be a great match for you. If you're a bit more orange than I am and slightly darker, and it has really high coverage. The cushion itself is really great, even if you're not using the concealer underneath. And the blush is really beautiful. I think that the blush does a fantastic job. It is a beautiful color, blends well, applies easily, everything about the blush. Love it. If they would sell it separately, I would buy it. However, I don't think they do. So unfortunately, this cushion, concealer and blush combination is just not for me. I am really sad about it because obviously I really like the packaging and I really like a 3-in-1, but it just didn't work out. If they had a colour that was lighter and more yellow, maybe it would have been okay, but because it's such a high coverage like cushion, it just looked terrible. I don't know. And I've already looked through the footage and it doesn't look as bad on camera as it does in real life, so I tried to take some photos and I'll try and put them in, but even that doesn't accurately show how orange it is on my skin. It just looked, yeah. So that was a total fail for me, but you live and you learn. Thank you guys so much for watching this review, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!